So whenever that happens, I think months later, some of the kids got sent home. And the reason why they put me there is because I was getting certain things that maybe my family couldn't provide for me. So can you imagine, like, if I didn't move, like I moved to Port-au-Prince, which is where the earthquake happened.
That's the capital of Haiti.
Yeah. So I was in Pétionville, Port-au-Prince. So after that, 2 months in November 2009, and then January 12th of 2010 is when the earthquake happened. So like I missed that by 2 months. So like
that's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane, but a guy like me can just sit here and dwell in the past and sit here and think why this. Like I've been giving all the opportunities. Now it's up to me to make the best of them. And
dude, the only thought I can like think personally out of that is you escaped a catastrophe by 2 months. Like that's just got to be gratitude on a level I've never experienced.
It's crazy, and
it's very stress free because
so much mental clarity. There's no worries.
You wake up in the morning and you have 5 days of food on you and you have 4 days of hiking left. So let's say you get sick, you have a day that you cannot hike, so you have to get up and you have to walk. I mean, it's not like, oh, should I walk today? I'm in the middle of the woods, should I walk? It's you have to walk. Like, if you don't, then what are you going to do? Call a helicopter out? Like, you got to get to the next town to get food. And so you're going to walk. And then, so all there is to do is the bare essentials. You're going to walk, you're going to get to where you want lunch, and you're hungry, so you're going to make food, and then you're going to walk again. And then 3 days from now, I'm going to get to a town, and I'm going to sleep, and I'm going to drink a lot of beer. And then I'm gonna buy food and go again. Right. And so there's not too many big decisions to make, and so there's no stress.
I like that. I like the simplicity of that.
It's and it gives you a lot of time. It gives you a ton of time to think. Because I mean, it's not too hard to think about walking. I mean, if you have to think about taking a step, maybe you shouldn't be out there. And so
it's so simple. Yeah, you're totally right. Just the simplicity of the lifestyle.
So I don't want to butcher this, but you have trained at the best jiu-jitsu gym in the world. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because like whenever I started to get into BJJ, like I was watching some YouTube videos, like tutorials and stuff like that, like compilation videos,
right.
And that notorious painting in the background. It looks. Is there a name for that painting?
You know what? I don't think so. If you look at it closely, it kind of looks like an A. All right. The first one looks like an A. And then the second one looks like an O. So the painting says art of, and then the mat is jiu-jitsu. So it's like, because that's what the school is called, right?
Art of jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, so I think like the painting is like saying art of, and then the mat itself is saying jiu-jitsu.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so that's like, I'm pretty sure.
So I feel that you wrote down that everyone should go through at least one bad relationship to find a good one, or maybe two, three. I mean, you gotta experience it, Does that make sense? You gotta experience.
So you can see that's how you go wrong almost.
Yeah.
But what if you could learn that lesson from someone else who went through it, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then you could I don't know, let's say someone through a bad relationship, I could just learn what they did.
That's true. I never thought about it.
You probably wouldn't learn as much, but you could still definitely learn. Absolutely.
It's totally. Try and make, potential mistakes. Obviously, you're going to, sometimes fail and make mistakes. But if you can have someone else, jump through that hula hoop first, then you can just learn from them. And then, the mistake you might make is something down the road, then you help that friend out.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. Just always, trying to, help your friends out with, if you've been through something, tell them, hey, this is how I would do it. I went through something similar.
It's always a learning experience.
Yeah.
Always. It's always something new.
Yeah.
He shoves the needle through my nose, and I'm like, all right, cool, He's like, beforehand, he was, of course.
What are you saying this with a needle in your nose? Or?
Well, no.
Not that
beforehand, he's like, all right, you're going to feel a pinch on your nose. And I'm like, all right, cool. So he grabs the needle, shoves it through my nose, and then I'm like, all right, cool, it's done, Eyes are running a little bit from there being pressure on my nose.
The pinching of
the pinching of the needle. And then
we get it, you're crying.
Yeah. So
it's okay. You saw.
So he's like, oh. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, the ring didn't go through. And I'm like, what does this mean? like, what does this mean? He's like, yeah, we got to do this again. And I'm like, all right. He's like, all right, well, I got to get a bigger needle too. I got to get a taper. And I'm like, all right. Person already hurt a little bit, like.
To be fair though, I'd much rather hear that during like getting my nose pierced than like later a vasectomy. Like, that would suck. That'd be the worst time to hear that.
Sorry, we missed. We gotta do it again.
We need a bigger needle. No.
Like, all right, I'm done. Screw this. Like, we're doing this another time. With someone better. Like, come on.
You were in the United States just 2 months before the earthquake.
Yeah.
Does the thought ever come up, like, what if I was there?
Oh yeah. I mean, no doubt about it. If I was there, I could have been one of the victims. Like, I mean, I could have, I probably wouldn't be here today. It's not guaranteed, but Lord knows where I would be during that time, because like it happened daylight.
I mean, harsh reality is you could be dead. Right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
That's a very real possibility.
Yeah, I mean, so many ways, man. Like, after my parents passed away, if I didn't get put in an orphanage, I could be, I don't know, in a gang somewhere in Haiti or.
No, I believe in it for sure.
Totally.
Whether you believe in it or not, it's happening.
Absolutely.
It's happening. So
it's a law of the universe.
Yeah, whatever you think about, eventually comes to you. You just gotta take the action. I think a lot of people don't take the action.
Totally.
Like, these opportunities may get presented to them, but they don't take the necessary steps to actually make it manifest.
That's one of my goals for maybe more of a philosophy to live by, like carrying forward into the future, is to talk less and do more.
Right.
Because anybody can talk, and
one, you're not going to feel good about yourself because you're like, wow, I just lied. And two, it's just going to make you feel like a piece of shit. Well, that's kind of
it's going to affect, it's going to negatively affect your like self-image of yourself. Like,
right.
Just knowing you lie about whatever, even if it's the whitest lies, like you're not going to think highly of yourself after like knowing that about yourself.
It's like if you're trying to like grow as a person, like lying's got to be one of the first things. Like you just instantly, like, if you do it, and then like whenever the situation's done and you're just like, oh shit, I just lied, like it's never like a positive, like fuck yeah, I just lied, you know what I mean? It's always just like, damn, why'd I have to lie there?
Unless you're like a compulsive liar.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's
down to the individual. Yeah.
Unless
some people they justify it and they find pleasure in lying.
Yeah. Well, that's just like that's some psychopath type,
Well, some people think like that.
Do you think like normal people are just like, I love to lie?
Some.
So, but then you'll take a couple zero. That's the sad part. You'll take a couple 0 days, and then you get back on, and all of a sudden it's just completely new faces, like people you've never seen before. The funny part though is when you'll get, 600, 700 miles down the trail, and you'll just randomly run into someone, like an old friend from mile 20 that you hadn't seen.
Oh, okay.
There was this.
I think even an actual old friend.
Oh yeah, back from high school.
Yeah,
he's just out there.
An old friend from mile 20.
It happens.
That's funny.
There was a guy that I started the trail with. It was funny because I got there and he was up there drinking a beer before it started. He's like, "You want a Budweiser?" And he threw me one. And he had hiked the Continental Divide Trail before it.
Oh, good for him! Wow.
And I didn't, not that same year, but the year before.
Okay.
And so I didn't see him at all. And
Is he going for the Triple Crown then?
Yeah. I think he's doing AT this year.
Good for him! Wow.
But I saw him. We got to mile 1 together, and he's like, "All right, man, I'm gonna take off," because he was, hauling. My fat ass was just wobbling around, and I didn't see him at all. And then all of a sudden, I'm walking into a city at like mile 550.
Okay.
And he's like, "Ryan." And no one called me Ryan anymore because I was lopsided on trail. Everyone gets a trail name.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Trail name. Your name was lopsided?
Yeah, I was lopsided.
What was that?
Because I had a strap on my pack that broke like day 2 for my heavy-ass pack.
Dude, it's a culture,
so it hung like this.
It's a culture. That's so cool.
Yeah. But he called me Ryan, and I responded, and he was like making eye contact. I'm like, no one knows my name's Ryan.
Right,
no one calls me Ryan. And I'm like, oh, and then he had a huge beard by then too. And so I'm like, oh, shit, yeah. And we started together. What's up?